Everybody wants their makeup to last forever, but at what cost? Let's talk about what longwear actually means. Longwear, long lasting, transfer proof, and those types of words are literally like trigger words for me, because there is, when you start with that and you're so intense about it, it's really hard to get the results that you want. And if you're talking to a makeup artist, it's hard to break through that barrier sometimes, because the internet has convinced us that like makeup should be the absolute most indestructible thing on the face of this earth. There should be nothing stronger than makeup. Literally, that's how people act when it comes to long-lasting, long-wear, longevity. If you're new here, hi, my name is Miss Megan. I've been doing makeup forever. I got my first cosmetics job while I was in high school, so 2009, I guess. And I used to, on my lunch break, go to the library and research all of the products that was at the cosmetic counter that I worked at, and I was memorizing things. I was memorizing ingredients. I was memorizing what things were supposed to do for what skin types, etc., because I wanted to be good at what I did. So I know a thing or two about a thing or two. I also worked for MAC for 13 years as well. In this video today, I'm going to be probably doing, I just pulled this out for fun. This is the, actually, I just thought of this right now. I'm gonna do one half of my face with the Pro Longwear. I love this foundation. And then technically this is a replacement. We'll just do it on the other side, because why not? So that's what I'm gonna do today. And then also I'm gonna show you, not a trick, I'm gonna show you a new way to think about liquid lipstick. So if you wanna feel a little bit more confident in your makeup routines, please keep on watching. The internet, I literally don't actually know when it started, but the internet has made the concept of longwear makeup, has made people go psychotic. Number one thing I always start off with, 24-hour eye base. True. Magic Radiance Fix Plus. Fix Plus Magic Radiance. What am I doing? I don't care how oily you are, you need to hydrate your skin. And I don't care how dry you are, and you just still hydrate your skin and not rely on your foundation. Like transfer proof and bulletproof, like yes, that can happen, but if you create that as like the be all end all of your makeup routines, and you like double down on like that's the number one priority in your makeup routine, you are going to end up disappointed for the most part. Still really into Strobe Cream Bronze Light, so I'm gonna put that down first. And like I preach all the time, is longwear and longevity is specific to you. Like if you write in a comment section, I need a foundation that's long wearing, and I live in a cold climate and you live in a hot climate, and I just suggest the one that works for me, it's going to be terrible for you, because makeup is supposed to be specific to you. This was a super amazing foundation, the Pro Longwear Nourishing. This was like a concentrated foundation, so there was more like coverage. And this still applies because the ingredients are identical. I just think that the mechanism for this has changed how it sits, or there's like a slight ratio difference in the ingredients, even though they're the same, but it's like very similar. So you use less of this. So like a pea-sized amount of something like this, you can manipulate the coverage, you can make it look full, you can make it act like concealer. It was a really beautiful foundation. I'm gonna put it direct on top of Strobe. I'm gonna use MAC 170. And I'm just taking maybe a little bit more, a smidge. The thing is that longwear makeup does not equal transfer proof all the time. And transfer proof, something that's not transfer proof, like doesn't mean that it's not long wearing. Long wearing means it wears for a long period of time. What your long period of time is might be different. And something can also transfer and still be long wearing. And that would be something like a standard lipstick. So like, I'm gonna always reference MAC products, but like Maximal Sleek Satin, Maximal Matte, they're not adhered to the lip. They're not intended to set and lock in the same way like a liquid lipstick would. And when you apply enough, right, like it could come off, it could transfer onto your cup when you're drinking, but the lip is still on. It's not peeling off. That means that that product is long wearing because it adhered as much as it could. If you want that transfer proof, like locked in, I cannot get it off my face, you have to go into waterproof formulas. They have to be done in a certain way, and then they require oil to come off. Something that was absolutely so insane at MAC, like insane, was This was probably, it's a beautiful color. I wear NC30. Someone would come in, right? And they would be like, I need your longest wearing lipstick ever. It can never come off. And these people are dead serious about that. And you're like, yeah, sure, okay. Like this locked kiss, this is locked kiss ink or retro matte liquid lip color, depending on the weight that you want on your lip. So this is just a click mechanism that pumps out. It was basically like one full pump for the face, half a pump if you were using it like concealer. And they'd be like, oh my God, okay, so this won't come off. No, like it is locked in. You can eat, you can drink with it, as long as you're not incorporating things like salad dressing or things that are greasy. Like if you're eating that, it works like makeup remover because oil is what breaks down waterproof product. The following question that would come out of their mouth, how long lasting is this? It cannot come off. It needs to survive the apocalypse, basically. And then they'd be like, but it has to come off easy. Which, pick the priority. You have to pick the priority. And that's not even a question then about the product. It's actually a question about your remover. So now I have to have a separate conversation with you. Like, let's start at the top. Tell me about what makeup remover you're using. Tell me how you take your makeup off. Then we'll go into this. Is this NC30 as well? Yeah. It's like one smidge brighter, but we can maybe amp up the coverage on this side. And I say this to everybody when it comes to like foundations and stuff. Do you want your makeup to move with your skin, or do you want it to sit on top of it? Like, do you want it to be like it on your face or it like in your skin? Because that's gonna affect like literally everything. For my blush, I'm gonna use Over the Taupe. This was another thing. Maybe this whole video will be in reference to like product specifically. Longwear claims. A Longwear claim, so this is the thing. Brands pay third-party like testing companies, I guess, to test out the product. So when you see a claim on a package, that is, just know that the brand paid money to have these things tested. It's not just they're like, oh yeah, I think that works today. And the number one thing, and I would say that a lot of people don't know this, is that the wear claim is for the product based on its own, not built into a routine. As soon as you build and start to add other makeup into your routine, it's going to lessen the wear claim. Same thing if you don't control what your skin is doing, hold that thought, it's going to lessen the wear claim. So you have to imagine that a wear claim works for the intended purpose of like normal skin. That's why like you have to get your skincare or your skin and your skincare to normal, that products can function how they're supposed to. So the wear claims are true, the textures are true. You understand how to interchange things. I'm just gonna pick it up off of this. This is a MAC 128. I can't even see what I'm doing. So for example, like MAC eyeshadows, right? Were tested to perform on a bare eyelid. So on its own, it could perform as best as possible. If you have oily eyelids, right? What did I say at the beginning of the video? Oil breaks down makeup. So the oils in your eyelids are gonna work like makeup remover. So 100%, go ahead, put the eyeshadow on your bare lid, but expect that in an hour or so, it's gonna start to break down and start to crease. I'm like, well then that wear claim's not true. No, it's true if your skin is balanced, if your eye doesn't have oil on it. Like there's factors that play into makeup, and like we need to remember that our skin is an organ. It's a living, breathing, like we're not plastic, we're not mannequins. A little more blush. But the absolute number one thing in terms of like longevity for foundation is your skin has to be balanced. It has to be normal. And you can get as close to normal as possible, but it takes time. I feel like I got sidetracked from my thought. Powder Kiss liquid lipstick has a Longwear hydration claim. So it's 9 hours of moisture, meaning it's going to feel the most hydrating on the lip for a longer period of time compared to like a regular lipstick, for example. That's its like priority function. So people read that and they're like, oh, so it's gonna last all day. No. The hydration will last for 9 hours. The lips will feel soft after the product comes off. That's what that type of thing means. But people equate these claims to only like longevity. It's lasting forever. It's never coming off. It's transfer proof. I can sleep in it for 6 days. No. Whereas like Locked Kiss Ink or Retro Matte Liquid, their whole thing is they're gonna go on watery, they're gonna go on wet, and then they're they lock in, they dry down, and it grips and locks into the skin. And that's why it requires oil to break that up so it can actually come off. I'm gonna go with a little bit of the Sunstruck bronzer. Your makeup also, oh, really quickly, if you like learning about makeup and you want to know more about like the things that you might have never heard about before that could really help elevate your makeup routine, make sure you join my makeup community. It's totally free to join and it's linked in the description. I highly recommend my Miss Megan Rants tab to learn a bit more. And like durability and how your makeup wears shouldn't equate to like suffocating the skin. Like, yes, like even in the event that you're like, nope, I want it like locked in on the surface, I love matte products, etc., etc., you can do that, but there's still a way to do it to make it feel good on the skin, make it look good in person, make it look good on camera. Like if you're just taking like a photo of yourself, it doesn't have to be like so incredibly solid that you're losing out in one aspect where you're like, well, I love this routine, but it only looks good you know, when I'm on Zoom, but when I go outside, you can see that I'm wearing a mask of product. Like, there is a makeup routine that will work for you that can hit all of the marks that you want. Take the bronzer through my eyes. Let's just use different things today. I'm gonna take the Pro Satin Blur in Translucent, and this is a Nikki LaRose N15. And I'm gonna press this on. Another big misconception as well is that Shimmer, Shine, Dewy products have no long wear to them, which is just simply not true. An example of this is the Extra Mention blushes. This is in Into the Pink. So even though they have a shine to them, they actually have, I want to say, it's also a 9-hour wear claim. So it has been formulated to be able to grip and last on the skin. Another thing too, like Shimmer gets such a bad reputation. This, like people look at this and they'll go like, oh, that's metallic, that's shine, that's gonna show all the texture. This is actually a smoothing formula. Think of like smoothing, hydrating blush. So when this goes on like a textured area, out of a lot of blush options, sometimes over cream, it can look smoother because the sheen that you're seeing is what's gonna give that pearl finish so that it can reflect and bounce off the light, which is what makes the skin look smooth. I'm gonna take a N17. Lovely. I simply can't with conversations surrounding lips and lipstick and lip gloss and all of these things. But one of the reasons that I think people struggle when it comes to like picking products or knowing what they like or knowing what works for them is because consumerism has you so pre-programmed to only look at this like this. Well, this is a liquid lipstick, so I have to, this brown color is pretty, but I have to put it all over my lip and I don't want to wear brown. When you strip it back, what does the product do? What does it feel like when you touch it? What does it look like? How does it wear? How does it mix? How does it blend? This is how you stretch your makeup collection. And when you have, say it with me, benchmark brands, you can learn these things better because you're only consuming certain things. This is Posh liquid lipstick in Locked Kiss ink. I'm gonna use this as lip liner. I'm just gonna use the top of the brush and I'm just gonna soften it on the inside of the lip. Oh, I just thought of another very specific MAC thing. And I'm sure like anybody that worked in makeup retail can relate. I'm gonna make it a little bit darker once this dries. Liquid eyeliner. Ooh, someone would come in. Like I can see this in my head because it happened without fail. Every single time. Shall I demonstrate? It'd be like, I want your most longest wearing liquid eyeliner. The most waterproof. At MAC it was Liquid Last. I'd be like, okay, no problem. What eyeshadow primer are you wearing? And they'd be like, I don't. I said, okay, if you're oily, it won't last. Full stop. But let me show you. And swatched on the hand, right? And I'd go to like talk about the product and they're like, oh no. it's not long lasting. Like, oh my God. Okay. Let me show you. So let me put this on your hand again. You need to let the product dry because you have to let it do its thing. They go, I said, please don't touch it. Just like let it dry. Or, so while it's drying, I would explain like what they just did and like why it didn't work. And then I'd say, are you rubbing your eye that aggressively to the point like that's what's going to break it down? And they're like, well, no. I'm like, okay, well, that's why you can't. It's like when you are swatching products in your hand, there is like an art to swatching products. The way that you look at it, the angle that you look at something, the pressure that you swatch something, like there is a way to get the best idea of a product if you're not going to put something on your face. I'll let that dry a little bit more. I'm going to do a second little layer. Like in my mind, I would rather wear this than get like lip blushing or something done because you have freedom. I have no idea where my mischief went, but this is a shade called Bodacious, which is very popular too. And then another thing is that people go in and they would swipe so heavy, thick. And I'm like, but you said you wanted something light. So I'm just gonna put a little in the middle just to get a little bit of color back into the lip, a little bit more posh. Oops. This is going to be your most long wear base that can also be long wearing for other products. So if you had a gloss, right? Whole other concept of if you had a gloss, right? Because this is another thing I would always hear about long wear product too, is like, well, can I put a gloss on top of it? I hate, like it's my hill to die on. I want the most long wearing, indestructible, bulletproof, matte formula. I never want it to come off. Okay, perfect. Lock Kiss Ink. Actually, Retro Matte Liquid Lip Color because it's a heavier formula. This is more lightweight, but I hate matte. So I actually need to put a gloss over top. The gloss is going to work like makeup remover and take it off. I have so many things in my head. Because I literally spent my entire life having these conversations. So the matteness, right? If you go and put a gloss, depending on the gloss formula itself, is going to affect the longevity. So sure, I can put a gloss on it, but is that gloss something that's going to absorb into the lip or is going to sit on the surface? So like clear lip gloss is formulated to sit on the surface of the lip. So that's going to be your best bet for longevity. And put more lip gloss on, please. I'm going to put on a little bit of lip gloss air in Hint of Mint. So in theory, I just made the lip gloss more long wearing because I put color and longevity and structure to my lip underneath. It's no longer about if the Locked Kiss ink stays. It's about, can this color and combination last longer? It's going to last significantly longer than just lip gloss air on its own. This is actually extremely pretty. I made like a bare lip look. I made a bare lip look. So here's how you make your lip last longer. Wow, that's very pretty. So your skin prep and getting your skin to normal is the key to long wear makeup. Actually understanding how you want the makeup to look or feel on your skin is more important. Understanding how big of a routine you have, how simple of a routine you have, is going to affect how products interchange and mingle with each other. The absolute, not worst, obviously, but the best way to have a really amazing makeup routine is sticking with your benchmark brand and wearing the same brand. They are formulated to work with each other. So those wear claims, 9 hour this, 24 hour that, is more likely to happen when you wear it within one brand. And before someone's like, well, you always talk about MAC. Yes, I do, because it's my #1 benchmark brand. It doesn't have to be the #1 benchmark brand for you. Frankly, I don't even care if you like MAC. You can hate MAC and watch me and still be able to take so many benefits from it and apply it to whatever brands you like. And the reason I would also say why this might sound like new information or seem not possible is because there's so many new brands that are out. They are not established, therefore their lineups are not to create a full look. For example, if you like Rhode, right, and you're watching this and you're like, oh my God, I'm so excited, I'm gonna do this with my Rhode product. When you go look at your Rhode product, what are your options to create a full look? You can't. When you go to Glossier. I don't even really know all the product that's there anymore, right? So and I have other videos on benchmarks you guys can watch, but you really want benchmark brands to be ones that have either a legacy title behind them, have been around for a really long time, because they have a full range of stuff. It's not to say that newer brands don't, but I would say check right now. Does your favorite brand, could you build a full face with it, and a full face that fits your needs? Because maybe then you need to change or look at a couple things differently. Very beautiful. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you like the idea of makeup melting into your skin and looking like skin, or if you like the idea of a more like fuller coverage sitting on the surface that can still look good. They're just two different types of looks. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss a post. If you want to learn a little bit more about what's going wrong in your makeup routine, or how you can identify what's going on in your makeup routine, join my free makeup community. It's linked in the description below. Every time I read people's comments, they're like, oh my God, I never thought of this. Oh my God, this just changed. I also have a curated YouTube list of videos that are on there that can also help you build a Longwear makeup routine too. Don't be late for school, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Oh my God, I literally just took my makeup off and I forgot this piece here. When the product sets, that's when you can actually, like, it locks in. And if I have a little bit of makeup remover on my finger, but like the aggression that it takes, right? I'm never gonna pull on my eye that much, but that's why how you swatch a product is so important.